Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Equine Nostalgia here, and it sounds like my friggin' apartment's about to get blown away by the wind. It's been extremely windy here for like a week. You guys might have seen the photo I shared of like my literal ceiling falling down. It's been fixed, so anyway, that's neither here nor there. Blizzard is once again pissing people off, and something they've gotten really good at. It's no secret that I was not a fan of the trailer for Midnight. It just looks absolutely terrible. The art style is garbage, and it just smacks of cultural Marxist garbage. People who don't know how to make video games, but they love to be activists. And I know some people get pissed off when I say that stuff, but it's the truth. If you take a look at what Blizzard was doing before versus now, it's night and day. Everything, aesthetically to mechanically, it's just not very good. So, Hearthsteel is a new premium currency that's been data mined in Midnight. And I'm just reading this for the first time. I'm going to read it with you guys and get to the bottom of what this is. A new currency called Hearthsteel has been data mined in the Midnight Alpha, presumably used to purchase housing items from the in-game shop. Presumably. Now, wouldn't it be funny if this was like a big troll and you could earn this in-game? I'm hoping. It's not yet confirmed that this will be a premium currency, which is to say one bought using real money and spent on exclusive in-game store purchases, though it is heavily implied by the varied bundles of increasing amounts seen in the artwork, which follow similar premium conventions. Yeah, you can thank games like Elder Scrolls Online, Fallout 76, but what I will say about Fallout 76 is while they do have this, you don't have to subscribe to play that game. So the fact that you're going to be paying a sub fee on top of this being shoehorned in there, in my opinion, is a step too far. Yes, you can pay $15 for Fallout first, or whatever it is for Elder Scrolls Online, but you don't have to. You don't have to do that, so it's optional. You know what I mean? It's a bad look when you have a sub fee on top of all this stuff. I remember when they first started bringing these mounts and whatnot into World of Warcraft way back. I think it was Mists of Pandaria was it when they brought the first one out. People were pissed about it then. It really, and I remember telling people this is going to trend in a bad way. Look at how horse armor worked with the Elder Scrolls. I think it was Oblivion, right? It just got worse and worse from that point on. Though this could be a big change to the way in-game shop items are purchased in WoW, this wouldn't technically be the first premium currency either. The WoW token, right? Once again, controversial. People didn't like it, but they were like, well, at least we can, we have a way of buying our sub fee, etc. And I remember in EverQuest Online Adventures way back in like 2004, there were people that I would give money to, in-game currency, and that's how I got my card for a monthly subscription, because back then it was pretty much impossible to sub to the game unless you found the cards in a store, and the game wasn't very popular, so finding the monthly subscription cards became a problem, so I had to actually buy them from people in game. So I was a little bit more like, whatever, that's not too big of a deal, but it trends worse and worse over time. So yeah, it definitely looks like they're doing something like this. This is Diablo 4 here. We've got the premium currency. I just picked up Diablo 4, I want to say about 2 weeks ago, and I've been having fun with it, but when I look into the cash shop and all the premium items, it is, first of all, it's very expensive. It's like $25 for some of these skins, and upwards of like $30, $40, I think, some of this stuff. It's very expensive. And I remember with Diablo 3, you just had to do the seasonal stuff. Basically, it was free. You did the season, and you got some cool stuff. Not anymore. Now you gotta drop that money if you want to get the coolest looking things, and it's just irritating, man. One of the things that I was interested in, actually the only thing that I was interested in with Midnight, was the fact that it is having housing. I love housing in video games. I always have. It's one of my favorite things. It's one of the reasons why I stick to Fallout 76, and I know that's gonna maybe get me some hate comments, but the housing in that game is a lot of fun, okay? And you don't have to spend money to participate in it, right? You can still earn atoms just by playing the game. Obviously, if you sub, you're gonna have more options. But anyways, I like housing. The one thing that looked remotely interesting to me from Midnight was this, and then we hear they're dropping this premium currency. So it's just a bad look all around, and It's gonna piss off people, but what's gonna happen? Well, I predict that people are gonna put up with it, and it's gonna make them a lot of money, because that's what we do these days. Everybody pisses and moans, oh, video games are getting more expensive, they're $70, but then they paid them, right? Nintendo came out with Switch 2, everybody's like, Nintendo, rah, shaking their fist. You know, this hardware is too expensive. Oh, games shouldn't be $80 and then $90 if you want a physical copy. Rah. And then they did what? They made sure Nintendo sold out everything. Like day one, everything sold out. And while you can put that down to scalpers, like that was always going to happen, still, you got a lot of people with a lot of YouTube channels that went out and they bought that shit right away. And then their subs followed suit, not realizing, well, these guys have to do that in order to maintain their channel. But it's just a bad influence, and people go out and they buy that stuff. It's people keep putting up with it, and that's why it keeps happening. So on one hand, I'm pissed, right? All these companies keep doing this shit. But then if you take a look at the consumer side, people keep paying for it. And if people are paying for it, this is what you're going to get. People are so pissed off we haven't gotten a new Elder Scrolls, right? Or a new Fallout. But a lot of us are still playing those games. A lot of us are playing, well, I should say Elder Scrolls Online and Fallout 76. And that's why we haven't gotten a mainline series game. So really, I'm kind of lumping myself in with that problem. I play 76 and I do have fun with it, but it's one of the reasons why we haven't gotten a new Fallout. Okay? Same thing with Grand Theft Auto. When's the last time they came out with GTA? Was it like 2013 or something like that? And out came the shark cards, right? These companies aren't stupid. They took a look at the mobile market. This is old news, by the way. It's been talked about a million times. I feel like a broken record, but they took a look at the mobile market. They said, holy shit, we can make an insane amount of money just by coming up with items, like a cute little plushie that everybody wants to have, or a little backpack, or, you know, some skins for weapons. And that one skin can make just as much as an entire video game that takes us 4 to 5 years and millions of dollars to produce. That's the grim reality of gaming right now. I feel like a lot of people don't really want to contend with that, but that's a reality. And I hated mobile. The moment it started to take off, I hated it. First of all, I was doing, you know, the elite PC gamer thing where I'm like, mobile garbage games. That's garbage for children and females. And you know, not to slam the women. There are some women out there that are actually into decent games, right? And I'm not one to talk when I play 76. But there are some cool things about 76 that I like a lot. But yeah, this kind of shit, just looking at it, it reminds me of that. What's that game, that Disney Dreamlight or whatever? It reminds me of that. It's got that cozy game feel, so they're going to pull in a ton of money. They just are. They're going to make a ton of money off of this, whether you like it or not. So, yeah. It is what it is. This stuff's going to keep trending this way because it makes a ton of money. It just does. And I'm not going to be playing this, you know, but that's not to say that I haven't contributed to this in at least some small way. And I think as MMORPG gamers, we tend to throw money at stuff more than your average gamer. They're just kind of one and done. But, you know, we're used to paying for a sub fee and shit like that. So it's a little bit easier for us to go, oh, I'll spend $20 on this mount this one time. And, you know, a year or two later, you've got like 20 friggin' mounts and a bunch of different skins. It's a freaking disease, people, okay? It's not healthy. I can't even tell you how much I spent on Elder Scrolls Online before I stopped. It was like a gambling addiction, man. I mean, I spent... I don't even want to say how much. It was a significant amount of money I spent on that game because the missus was playing it and I was playing it. I probably spent north of $1,000 just off of the whole loot box shit. I'm ashamed of that fact, but it did happen. And I'm trying to do better, man, you know? I'm trying not to spend money on these live service games, but like I said, it's just going to continue to happen. But at this point, I want to hear from you guys down in the comment section. Please make sure you leave a comment. It really helps with that algorithm. Smash the like button, subscribe, click that notification bell, and God bless. I look forward to seeing you all in the next video.
Nostalgia. It's delicate, but potent.